Welcome back to WRPL.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I might as well leave it in. We're going to get that all episode. All right. Well, welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we were watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And that hiccupy little bitch is Nick. Welcome back, Nick.
Hi.
So this week, we got a weird main topic. We're going to do If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. It's been a kind of a weak release week. At least for Steve's preferences. Nothing to make him run out real quick. But I'll be talking about the new releases. We got a few things. Nick is coming with like a whole heap of stuff. So he said, I think, maybe 2 words last episode. So he's making up for it this time.
I got 17 words.
Jesus. Okay, well, let's start with a roll.
I need to come back from last time.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Well, 7's not the worst.
14. All right, I'll take it. Not bad.
I don't think I'm beating at 14. I got 8.
Okay. Split the diff. 11.
14. Oh,
okay. All right.
You
So it's a wash.
the lead.
It's a wash. All right. Well, Steve, you said you had some news. Hit us with your news.
All right. Anyone who's listened to the podcast knows I'm a big fantasy guy, so I got 3 pieces of fantasy news for anyone who cares. First up, real quick, Ian McKellen back as Gandalf for the Hunt for Gollum.
That poor man.
He's so old.
He's incredibly old.
Love Ian McKellen, love him as Gandalf, but he looked real old in the Hobbit movies, and that was another decade ago. So crazy, but good for him for keeping working.
I'm not excited for the Hunt for Gollum. Like, it's not going to be.
I don't care. I need to see a trailer before I make any real judgments. But
Sure.
My expectations are low.
But Viggo is not coming back. They're going to recast Viggo, so it feels like, have we gone too far now?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand the concept of Viggo Mortensen is old now, and everyone maintains his youthful figure, where Gandalf is just always an old man.
Who cares? No one cares about that stuff.
Number 2, Brandon Sanderson. I've talked about quite a few of his books on this
Red
podcast.
Rising, right?
No, that's Pierce Brown.
Oh, okay.
Brandon Sanderson was Trust of the Emerald Sea, Yumi the Nightmare Painter, the Mistborn trilogy.
Okay.
Mistborn is and what's the other one? Whatever, The Way of Kings, whatever that one is, I always forget. I haven't read those books yet. But Mistborn's the thing that made him famous. His Cosmere rights were sold to Apple.
Okay.
And it's kind of a landmark deal where he is the James Gunn of his own work. So he's writing the screenplay for the Mistborn trilogy. It's going to be a set of movies, and then the Way of Kings, the Stormlight Archive, that's what it is. The massive, his magnum opus 10-book series. There's only 5 out now, where each book is over 1,000 pages. That's going to be a TV series that they're also adapting.
Okay, don't like this. Only 5 of 10 are out. Haven't we learned from George R.R. Martin, if it's not completely out, what are you doing? And then, so that means they're going to have to stretch 5 for a very long time, unless they also go off script. But I guess if he's the showrunner, he could be well, you kind of want to go this way.
From what I've gathered, he is the co-showrunner with... He's going to get because he's never done Hollywood stuff before. So he's going to have a team that he believes will be behind it. And Apple makes the most sense because they've done the best work, I think, in terms of adapting sci-fi stuff.
Absolutely.
Because even though his work is very much fantasy, it's also very much sci-fi. He has... I get that criticism, but if any, the ongoing joke with Brandon Sanderson is how does he write so many fucking books?
Mm-hmm.
He's putting out multiple books. He's the Stephen King of the fantasy world.
Maybe he's just one of those people who doesn't need to go back and edit. And he's I said what I said. That's good. I don't need to fine tune every goddamn word. I knocked it out. Boom. Let's keep going. And he just, has confidence in himself to not worry about, I'll go back and fix all these things.
So, he's announced that, some of his books that he was working on, will take, back seat to this while he works on this.
Mm-hmm.
But he will be still working on books as he's doing all this. He's a very busy man.
And he's also going to run the show and write the show. So, I don't like this. Do the movies, that's fine, but you can't say, I have a 10-book series that I'm adapting into a show and only half of it is done. And if you do, say, 2 seasons per book, like, okay, that's 10 years. Is 10 years enough to get the other 5 books out? And
I think I could be wrong, but I think in an interview he said his goal was to get the next 5 books done in the next 10 years. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But even if he doesn't, each book is a season. I think he wrote. Once again, I could be wrong. I haven't read the Stormlight Archive, but I think the first 5 books are kind of like this is the first part of the 10-book series, but it's also like kind of like a standalone 5 books.
That's
and then the next 5 will be a continuation of the story, but still like self-contained.
Okay, well that's good.
Anyway, and the last piece of news: Baldur's Gate 3 is getting a live-action adaptation on HBO.
Yeah.
By Craig Mazin, the creator of Chernobyl and co-creator of The Last of Us.
Which, cool. Okay. That's good. Good showrunner. Seems like a really good game, but
one of the best games ever.
You're not done with fucking Last of Us. Finish that first. Oh, I'm leaving it and Okay, cool. So now that's what we're allowing showrunners to do is just like start a show and then bail on it. There's only one more season of Last of Us if they do it right, or I guess 2. But I'm not happy about.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like super common, but there's plenty of showrunners who like. You look at somebody like Shonda Rhimes has like 6 shows on TV. Yeah. So is it so crazy that another guy has like just 1 extra show that probably will do 6 to 10 episodes for the season versus like 22.
I just don't think don't leave until you're done. Once it's done, and if say HBO said no, we need a season 5, 6, and 7 of Last of Us, go ahead and bail then. But you're not done with your story yet. So, and I have no stake in Baldur's Gate, so I'm gonna be a bitch about this.
Because from what I've briefly read, it's a continuation from Baldur's Gate 3, the game, but there's essentially infinite endings to that game. So how do you?
But there's got to be one canon ending.
I don't know. I don't think so, really. I guess it could just end good or end bad, and then you just choose which characters to keep, which characters not to keep. I don't know. We'll see what happens in 3-4 years from now, if and when it comes out. But all 3 of these franchises I like and I'm into, so I'm interested to see what happens regardless.
Cool. Well, we tied, so I think for who goes first, let's roll again. We won't count the numbers, we won't mark it down, but highest goes first.
16.
16? All right.
Tough to beat.
All right, we got Sloppy Nick with us.
13.
Okay.
Wow, not bad.
Not bad. All right, well, Steve?
Well, I only have one thing before the movie.
Cool.
So I finished a book that you finished called The Devils by Joe Abercrombie.
Let's go. All right.
One of my favorite current authors. I did this in audiobook form, so I'm sure I will forget certain things, but I had a good time.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably my least favorite of the 9 books he's written.
Okay.
But once again, 3 of them before I did an audiobook form, but I remember enjoying those. Asked me all the details about it, couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's fresh in my mind, and I enjoyed the characters, and I enjoyed the world and the setup, and I liked how it ended, and sort of just hey, if this is the only book that ever comes out, it's good.
Yeah.
But if there's more, there's plenty of room to continue.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love to see a live action adaptation of this. I think it'd be a ton of fun. Let me guess your favorite character. I don't know if you said it on the podcast. I'm going to guess. It's between 2. I'm going to guess it's Balthazar, the necromancer.
Oh, he is a very good, and he's probably the best written character out of all of them, but he's not my favorite.
Is it Viga the werewolf?
Hell yeah, it's Viga the werewolf.
It's one of those two.
She's just huge and vicious and funny and dumb and horny, and it's just everything that you want in a character, and she's just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, she's the most fun of the group and the sweetheart of the group. I mean, I guess you could say Alex is kind of also a sweetheart. Mm-hmm. But she's the innocent one who's just along for the ride with this group of psychos.
Innocent in quotes.
Yeah. And I guess you can make the argument for Sunny as well, but Sunny's kind of so indifferent. She's like Sunny has some really great funny lines through her sort of like monotone indifference. And that's the great thing I like about Abercrombie is just like there's so many good like either one-liners or just like a very cool line. Like I don't know why this line stuck out to me, but my favorite line in this book that I can remember is there's a part in the book where they're kind of like talking to these warring factions, and Jakob of Thorn, who is this immortal knight who like is the guy who's been in like 100 duels, and he's lost a bunch of them, but he's never died because he can't die. He's saying like, "Hey guys, maybe we shouldn't fight. Like let's kind of go for peace in this." And he's like, "Wow, I didn't." And the guy who's like, talking about going to war, he's like, "Wow, I didn't expect that from you." It's like for a guy who's talking about peace, like, why do you carry that sword around? He's like, someone my age, you got to have something to lean on. And I was like, ooh, that's a tasty line.
Because it could be the physical, actual lean because his body is so broken, or it's something that you go to when peace doesn't work.
Yeah, you're going to cut some dudes down. I was just like, that's so subtly badass.
Yeah.
It's a great line. But anyway, Balthazar is a necromancer, and he was my favorite, and I loved like the running joke of them, and like everyone kept calling him a necromancer, and he's like, God damn it, I'm a magician.
Yeah. Which is like necromancer or wizard or sorcerer, whatever, sounds so much cooler than magician, but he knew what he was.
It's like the Will Arnett, like it's not it's not tricks, Michael. Tricks are what whores do for money.
Yeah.
It's like just cast Will Arnett as Balthazar. Give him an English accent. I don't care. I think it would be funny.
No, because this guy, he's either Middle Eastern or African, so you can't have Will Arnett for that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the Joe Abercrombie always does action sequences really fun. Like they're about to die, and then the necromancer's like sneaking out the back and just like talking, but really just waving his hands. And then here comes a group of zombies to come save you.
Yeah,
super fucking cool.
I really like when the vampire just starts talking about dumplings, and when you're listening, like, this is not that interesting, but everyone's so captivated, and then he's getting older and older because he's using all of his vampire power to just like charm everyone and hypnotize them. And every time they do it multiple times where it's like, let me tell you about some dumplings. It's like the end of the chapter, and you know what he's gonna do. Did you think that was her name Baptiste, she was a bad guy? Like, everybody had kind of a gimmick, a supernatural gimmick, but hers was just like a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I swore she was going to turn on them at some point.
Yeah, I never really put much thought into it. It just kind of felt weird, like she was in the group. Like Alex and Brother Diaz were the normies who were along with like these group of monsters. And then here's this other person who's also like kind of tied in with this group. It's like, yeah, she's a mercenary killer, but like, what's her thing gonna be at the end or something? And then like she does have connections to people you meet down the line, but you're like, oh, okay, so this is gonna come into play. But really it's just like, no, I'm just kind of like with the group right now. So yeah, I of all the characters, she did the least for me.
Sure.
I appreciated sort of like the will they won't they that she had with Balthazar. I thought some of that was kind of fun. And then Jakob of Thorn, I also really liked that we haven't really talked about. He was really cool. I always liked the idea of like like an old man Logan warrior type who's just like, I've been through countless battles and I just don't want to fight anymore, but he just can't seem to avoid getting in a fight. And also just seemed sort of the most level-headed and like kind of the group. Who's just like, oh man, I'm just fucking stuck here, dude. Like this sucks, but here I am. Just trying to make the best of it, but just can't. So I have a soft spot for him as well.
I kept picturing either Stephen Lang playing him or who was in Game of Thrones, the Onion Knight.
Sir Davos.
Yeah, I was picturing like those two guys could be them.
Those are both good. I was kind of imagining like a grade up Josh Brolin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One other thing that
I'm imagining American actors for these clearly like foreign roles.
I thought there was going to be a twist at the end that Jakob and what was the vampire's name?
Baron Ricard.
Yeah, I thought they were going to turn on the group, and because they talk about there's a prophecy that the elves are going to return and it's going to be the end of the world. So I thought they were going to actually help usher in, because like he can't die and he's so sick of living. Like, if I have to unmake the entire existence, this is the only way I can do it. And same with being a vampire and being an immortal, that they would both be on the same page of like, we can't get out of this, so unmake everything, and then I could finally get some peace. But I was wrong there.
Oh, I guess we should have said what the book was about.
Yeah, I talked about it already. It's fine.
Go back and watch some of our other episodes.
Yeah.
You get it. A bunch of different monsters go on a quest with normies to do a thing. What was I going to say? Oh, I think my favorite scene in the book, obviously there was fun scenes of a ship is on fire that they're on. They're fighting crab people and stuff like that, and they're fighting just all sorts of amalgamations of monsters and a dude with wings and everything at one point. But my favorite scene is I think it was Balthazar. It was just I gotta get this binding off of me, because they're all on this quest because they're forced by the Pope through Pope magic.
Yeah,
they're you can't abandon this quest, because if you do, you'll basically die and explode or whatever. Yeah. And he's nope, I'm gonna cast a spell, and I'm gonna sell my soul to a demon, and the demon's gonna break this binding, and then I can be free. And the demon shows up. He's like, "Hey guys!" It's oh fuck. No, I can't do that.
That's exactly what I said was my favorite scene. Just I will give you whatever you want. We'll just break this papal binding. Oh, shit, that? No, I can't do that.
There's some things I can't fucking do. It's if you want to be rich, I got you. If you want to rule a kingdom, I got you. If you want someone dead, I got you. But if you want me to break a pope spell, can't do it, bro. I'm out of here. And he's just what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great scene.
Good shit. Loved it. Love this book. And
it's a good time.
If it gets adapted, I don't want a movie, because there's just so much stuff I don't want them to cut out. You can make this into a movie, no problem, and cut down how many of the sons are after them. And, maybe you don't need every set piece, but I want all of them. And
I mean, if it's James Cameron doing it, it's going to be a 3-hour and 10-minute movie. Yeah, and you probably get all of it.
But
anyway.
You can just feel the episodes of this is the episode when they're on the boat, and this is the episode when it's two feuding armies, and they're just two people in love, and they're having a bitchy fight, and each kind of chunk of this book feels like an episode, and it just feels like it should be a TV show. But I'm glad you liked it. It's just a good time.
I haven't read anything from him that I've disliked.
Yeah.
So I expected to enjoy it. And like I said, if there's more in this world, great. If there's not, that's great too. So good stuff. Nick, read the Devils.
All right. Well, Nick, I only got the 2 things. You got a lot. So why don't you do half of your stuff, and then I'll do one of mine.
Okay. Well, I won't talk about it much, but I went on a impromptu trip last weekend. Went and watched a fight. Nobody cares about that on this podcast, I'm sure, but it was great. And if you care about live sports, do it once in your life. I did also go watch Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on Broadway, which somehow, some way, I managed to not read the book, the screenplay, or anything since that came out many years ago, so I had no idea about the plot of this play. It was awesome. I know I told you, Ben, I think even as much of a combat sports fan as I am, I think I enjoyed the play probably a little bit more than going to watch the fight. It's really awesome. I did specifically pick this one because Tom Felton is reprising his role as Draco Malfoy during this 4-month run on Broadway. So that was kind of my catalyst on all right, let's go check this out.
Because if you would have waited, saw someone else do it, you would have been like, damn it.
Yeah,
I should have seen that.
Yeah, I mean it's still very good regardless of who's playing who, whatever. But it's definitely a nice. And they know. I mean, they know. They got posters up Tom Felton's debut. Mm-hmm. We all know. That's why a lot of us were there. And when I arrived, because I walked from my hotel to to the theater, the line was insane, and I was an hour early, and the line was insane. So, it's a big deal. It was great. I think my biggest takeaways from it are how impressed I was with their illusions, because it is obviously a Harry Potter story, so there's a lot of magic involved, but it's a lot more than just like a fire effect when they shoot their wand. I mean, there's like realistic illusions. I won't get into all of them, and there's people getting sucked into fucking bookcases and thrown out of them, and it's just so cool. But my favorite and most impressive one to me was 2 Dementors. If you know anything about Harry Potter, you know what they are. Coming down on a main character, kind of like surrounding him, pulling him up into the air, and you can see his body, like the actor of the body, like still there. But then like halfway through, they really encompass him, and he just fucking disappears. Like 35 feet in the air. He's just gone. And then they just like float off, and it's just like, wait, where the fuck did that guy go? And like, I can hear people around me saying like, this is how they did this, and this is how they did. But when they got to this one thing, everybody's like, how the fuck did they do that? And I was included in that. I was like, how the fuck did they do that? My brain cannot comprehend how they did that. So there's some really, really impressive illusions.
Yeah, I know. Like Disney, they have a Beauty and the Beast thing where you see the Beast is like spinning around and he's transforming into a human, and it's like, wasn't that an animatronic a second ago? Where did it go? And there's a person just standing. How do you do this? And after seeing that, I'm like, well, I don't think I'm ever going to see a magic show ever again, because like you can fake this shit even easier than you could, 20 years ago. Yeah. Like, absolutely not going to go see Chris Angel.
I definitely get that. You actually just reminded me. There's a lot of polyjuice potion related illusions in this, where like people are using a potion to transform into another person to trick others, and there's a lot of really good stuff. But so I mean, that's my biggest thing. My biggest takeaway from this whole trip is just do it. Just do it. Who cares if you're going by yourself? Just do it.
So years and years ago, Daniel Radcliffe was on Broadway. He was in a show called How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And I remember I went to see the show. And at one point during the show, I think the other actor across from him kind of like improv'd a line. I'm not sure if it improv or it's a thing they do every show, but it's like clearly not part of like the normal thing. Where because in the show, Daniel Radcliffe is trying to impress his boss by like tricking him into making it seem like he's doing a lot of work, but he's not. And at one point, he's like, "Wow, you're a boy wizard. How'd you do that?" And like the crowd went fucking insane. Like they just like stopped acting for like 30 whole seconds while everyone was just like howling and go like it was just like Planet of the Apes. Everyone was like freaking out because they're just like
so simple
references. There's just a goddamn reference to Harry Potter. And so my question to you is like, when he walked out on stage, did the theater just like fucking nearly collapse with the excitement of a Harry Potter actor and a Harry Potter thing?
Yes, there is there's a clip you can go on and watch online, which I'd already seen, of his initial, like when he first appears in the production. It's like a platform 9 3/4 situation where parents are bringing their kids, and there's like a lot of people going this way and this that way, and he kind of just shows, he's just like, Potter! And he just says some shit, and everybody just erupts. But like the biggest probably like audible reaction would be there's a point where he just gets really frustrated with Harry, because Harry is a really big part of this play.
Oh, okay.
He's really in it a lot. There's an adult version of him, obviously, who probably my least favorite part of the whole thing, but just because he's such a stage actor. He's like such a a lot of other people feel like actors, but he just felt like such a, I don't know, hard to explain. Anyway,
I know what you mean.
He just going above and beyond, there's a moment where they both clash, him and Draco, and Draco's just like, we're gonna fucking duel, fuck this guy. And he has a moment where he like jumps up on the table and he's just like, scared, Potter? And the other guy's like, you wish. And everybody's like, just loses their fucking mind. I was just like, okay, relax. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I'm really, really impressed with the production.
So can you just give me like a brief, like, what is this show about? Because I really don't know anything about it other than like, there's a there's a person with wings at a certain point or whatever.
Oh.
From what I remember of like hearing about the book, but I really don't know. Like it's called Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and you said Harry Potter's a big part in it, but isn't he like? He's not the main character though.
No, the main characters main characters are Harry's son and Draco's son. I believe it was like Scorpius Malfoy. I think it was Scorpius. Scorpion. I don't know. Scorpy something. And then Harry is Albus. Something. He names him after Albus. They're the main characters. You follow them the most, but adult Harry is in it. Probably more, actually definitely more than adult Malfoy. So it's interesting that there's so much fuss being made about him being in it when I think it's like a 3-hour production. He's probably in it for like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. He's not in it that much. Whereas I think the adult Harry's in it a lot more. But basically it's just like both him and his son at some point decide, Harry's son and Malfoy's son, they meet and eventually they end up kind of like teaming up to help they find a time turner and they're able to like go back and try to rewrite what happened with Cedric Diggory in the Triwizard Tournament in Goblet of Fire.
Why do they care?
I forget. Honestly,
30 years ago.
I forget what it was. It was like Scorpius or Harry are like over here, like Cedric's dad, because he's got a prominent position, I think, in like the ministry, and they hear him talking about it, and one of them decides to like go back and try to fix it. I don't know, and that's like the biggest thing, and it's just all the ripple effects, the butterfly effect of like with them trying to change time, and then they're like, oh shit, we fucked everything up. Let's try to fix it. And then that's pretty much what it is. It's a lot of time. It's a very time travel-y production.
I didn't expect so much time travel, but sounds like a kind of a cool idea.
It's really cool.
You said it's great. So
cool. There's
I heard mixed reactions to the book, but I hear the show is great.
Well, yeah, because you're getting to see like how they handle like even I was telling Ben like when they time travel. I don't know, like, there's no screens. You're watching a play. You know what I mean? But, like, there's some weird, like, ripple effect that they do. I don't know if it's with the lighting. Like turn this light off, this light off, this light on, like, to make it look like, whoa, you know, I don't know. I can't do this over microphone. but, like, they do some...
You can't describe a visual medium over...
No, I can't.
Use your hands more!
But they do some really cool stuff to just, like... And, like, everybody... You can tell that they really like practice like slowing themselves down to make it look like they're like in slow motion.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's an expensive production. My ticket was not fucking cheap, so this is not some play at your local theater. This is like a really big, expensive production, and I really enjoyed it. I don't regret it.
This is the last thing I'll say about just stage productions. I remember. I've always been impressed with like some of the things theater can do because you never really think about it because you're so used to seeing like your high school plays or whatever.
It's just like spotlight or the house lights,
and like one set that maybe there's like that they change or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I remember watching when Hamilton came to like Disney Plus. There's just like a rotating platform in the middle, so it like makes it look like they're kind of like walking down the street with like with lampposts. It's a simple effect. Obviously, it's super easy to do, but I was just like, holy shit. What a cool thing that I've never seen before, like on a stage. And it's just, I just wanted to point that out. Just like the things that they can come up with in a small space to like make the thing seem grander is super awesome.
Have you seen the ones of like, it's just a car and they have a huge screen behind it and it looks like they're going down the freeway and then they'll turn the car and then they'll turn the screen so it looks like they're jumping onto lampposts and like, it looks like
the same like technology that they always like do in cartoons from like the 1950s. It's always like some old timey movie thing of like a guy turning a crank to make the screen.
It seems like that, yeah. And it looks more like a Universal Studios, Fast and Furious ride. But like I still am very impressed with even that. So I'd probably shit my pants watching what you said.
Shout out to the theater.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, they did. Basically, what you were just saying, they did a ton of that kind of stuff, like the whole screen, the whole stage moving, and to create different effects. It was very similar to what you were saying. Very impressive.
Did Scorpius and Harry Albus fuck at all?
No,
damn,
they didn't. I was waiting for it.
I mean, I guess technically they're children, so.
Well, and Joe isn't going to be down with two of her main characters fucking. Yeah. What else you got?
I watched a episode. I don't know if it's going to be a special. I don't know if it's going to be a full season. I really don't know. I started to Google it, and I was just like, I'm bored. I don't care. So if it is, it is. It is.
Oh, my thumbs got so tired.
I just didn't care. I couldn't. I didn't get a definitive answer within moments, so I was like, I'm done. Basically, I watched the new Muppets special.
Oh, yeah.
Episode special. Okay. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this. I didn't grow up with the Muppets. I don't have a ton to say about it, other than I fucking love Sabrina Carpenter. She's so charming, so fun, so game for anything. She'll do whatever you ask of her. It's so obvious. Probably my favorite thing.
It's weird. I always see clips of her when she was in Girl Meets World.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's like, ew, she's terrible in this show. Like, and it's probably just the show more than anything. Like, I'm surprised she got out of that and like evolved into being such a charismatic person, because she is dog shit on that show.
Yeah, I remember watching that show because I was a big fan of Boy Meets World and hating it, giving it like 2 episodes maybe and saying, I'm good. I didn't realize that was even her until she blew up.
Yeah.
Her career trajectory reminds me of Drake in a way that it's like child star, went on to reinvent themselves into a musician, and not just like like Sabrina, Drake. Like, these are some of the top 20 artists in the world right now. So, but yeah, she's very funny. It's a very funny episode. I don't know if they're doing more or not.
I think they are. I think this was like testing the waters to see, because the whoever is running Disney, he's stepping down, and someone else is moving in, and that guy is obsessed with the Muppets. So I think we will see more of it.
I hope so. The only joke I wrote down while I was watching it that I thought was really funny, which I know is like a joke that they kind of use in one way, shape, or form multiple times throughout the Muppet Show, but I didn't grow up with the Muppet Show. But I forget their names.
Statler and Waldorf?
Yeah, Statler and Waldorf. They're like up in their, box office, balcony watching down, and somebody just... a waiter comes over to them with a glass or a silver tray, and just like, "Your projectiles, sir." And it's like 3 tomatoes, and it just really made me laugh. I think they've made some variation of that joke many times, but it just really made me laugh. But yeah, so the Muppets, I'm in.
Cool.
You enjoyed the episode?
Yeah, it's like a 35-minute episode.
Well,
it's more than just Sabrina Carpenter.
Something he said he liked. I just wanted to make sure he liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the only thing that I would pull from it is I think whoever's doing the voice of Kermit, I would assume it's not the person who did it originally. They'd be like 150. But whoever they have doing the Kermit impersonation now, his voice is like a little deep. Okay. Just based on the Kermits that I've grown up with. That's really it. I mean, other than that, I had a good time with it. I wish there was more Fozzie Bear. Gonzo had a good moment. It's just a lot to stuff into 35 minutes.
There's so many characters. You can't do them all.
So I hope they do more, and I hope we get some more time with certain characters.
Cool. Was there any Fraggle Rock?
No Fraggle Rock.
Fuck Fraggle Rock.
And then let me just throw this out before we switch over to someone else. I read something that I don't really want to talk about very much. I read a book called Closet. It's a graphic novel, technically. It's like a 3-issue graphic novel from the guy who did Something's Killing the Children. He's done a few other things. It's okay. I don't really recommend it to either of you two, but if I had to recommend it to one of you more than the other, it would be Steve. Just because, basically, it's about a wife and a husband, and they have a child. I think he's like 4 years old. And they're having a rough patch, and he...
Don't relate this to me.
And Steve,
you're the only boy with a kid.
I know that.
And they're having a rough patch. His kid keeps coming to him and saying, like, I'm seeing this monster's coming out of my closet and like, tormenting me every night. Please help me. And the dad's just like, I got a lot going on. Figure it out.
It's just Sully and Mike Wazowski. It's a secret Disney book.
It is something like that, I feel like. But, it ends up being one of those kind of like Babadook things where it's like...
It's a metaphor for the trauma.
Yeah, it's like the trauma, because I guess like the husband at some point kind of not quite cheats, but like meets a babysitter for their kid, and then ends up having drinks with her a few times.
Perfect for Steve.
And then she starts like falling for him. I love it, and like giving him Polaroids and stuff. And he's hiding everything in a little box. And what ends up happening is he like hides the box of all the little cutesy things that she gives him in his son's closet.
Okay.
So he goes one night to kind of like check on it and look at it because he's that kind of guy. He says, "Look, this is so cute," whatever. And the son sees it, and then his monster, thing materializes with that.
You're hurting mommy, and this is the manifestation of... Yeah.
It's fine. There's moments I like a lot. There's some really realistic, good dialogue, which is why I would say you would probably...
I do like dialogue.
Because there's just stuff that he's talking about that like a non-married, non-new... Like I said, the kid's only 4. I know your kid's not 4 yet, but it's just... I think you would take more from it than you would. But it's fine.
Fair enough.
It's totally fine. I don't necessarily recommend it to either of you, but that's the only thing I've read this week. So.
All right, cool. I saw one of the 2 big releases. I watched Dracula, Luc Besson's Dracula.
Why?
It wasn't a very good trailer, but I'm a vampire guy, and I'll give it a shot. I really like
Fifth Element.
I like Fifth Element. I like Leon the Professional.
True.
I don't like Luc Besson. He's a creep. He's a weird pervert. He's married 15-year-olds. He's not a good dude.
But he made Valerian in the City of 1,000 Corpses, or whatever it's called.
That's true. A movie that has a good first half hour. So if you've seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, you've seen this story. But Steve, have you seen Perfume: Story of a Murderer?
No, but that's the hang on, don't tell me. Michael Rooker serial killer thing.
No, that's Henry: Portrait of a Killer.
Damn it.
And that's like he's playing one of the big killers. That's not
Like the BTK guy or something.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
No, this is a guy in France who was born in Fish Alley and has an incredible sense of smell and starts becoming a perfume maker, and he's killing women who just have such a scent because he wants to boil down the essence of them. It's got Dustin Hoffman in it.
So he's killing them and melting them down?
Not melting them down, but he's smelling them and he's like, I need to capture that scent, and he's not able to do it. So he's keep killing these women to try to hone his craft.
Got it.
But it's awesome. Amazing movie. It's so fucking good. I'll let you borrow it.
Okay, cool.
But it feels like if Bram Stoker's Dracula and Perfume were mixed together, because Dracula does create a perfume that's what makes women attracted to him. It's not like hypnosis or anything, which is kind of weird because he still does psychic stuff like closing a door or lighting a candle or pushing a plate across the table. Okay, if you're going to do that sort of supernatural stuff, just give him the hypnotism too. But regardless, it is I forget his name, Caleb Landry? Something?
Caleb Landry Jones, Banshee
and he's in Get Out.
I know you're talking.
So he's Dracula, and
He's got a very Dracula look to him.
Yeah, this dude, when he's on screen, he looks like a corpse. He is infected with some sort of disease. He has such a face that looks like he's about to explode from something inside of him. He's so weird looking, but he plays Dracula really well, and it's just kind of him telling the story to Jonathan Harker about him losing his wife and casting aside God because she dies, and how could there be a God if he will take her but not take me? And then he's cursed to live forever, and he's searching for her throughout time. It's a pretty standard story that you've seen before, and it's got Christoph Waltz in it, and he's kind of the Van Helsing character.
Of course,
he's not called Van Helsing in it though. And
Advancing.
I really kind of liked it. The whole time I'm just like, well, this piece of shit, try to impress me. And then as it kept going, okay, it is kind of impressing me. Or at least it's not making me hate it. And all the performances are pretty good. The 2 main women are gorgeous. And so they're very easy to watch, especially the vampire girl. She's just being... Yeah, the horniest little thing of like...
I've seen that clip
keeping her mouth open and just like, ooh, I'll let you do whatever you want. Just give me a drop of your blood. And then the woman playing Mina is absolutely gorgeous too. And it's a vampire story where you do kind of feel for Dracula. You are kind of on his side. They're after him, and he, like... In other stories, it's, he manipulates Mina into thinking they're meant to be together. He's hypnotized her, and he's taking advantage of her. But in this, he doesn't even use his perfume to hypnotize her. She realizes, I think I am this reincarnated soul of your loved one, and goes with him. So you have all these fuckers who are like trying to ruin his life, and she's like game to be with him forever. And so you really feel for him, even though he does kill people, and he's like the bad guy. But he's
just misunderstood.
When Gary Oldman's all old and raggedy, and then like they do something like that, his hair's so fucking stupid in this. It's so ugly. But he does the same sort of thing where like, Jonathan Harker, your wife, looks exactly like my woman. I'm going to go get her. So he goes into like some church with a bunch of nuns, and he uses his perfume, and then they're all in love with him. They're like ripping their clothes off and climbing over each other, and then he just like drains them all to get his youth. So it's like, yeah, he's a bad dude because he just killed all those nuns. But when you see like his goal is not to like rule the world or have this huge harem, he's just trying to get his girl back, and she's all for it. I thought it was a pretty good movie. There are some CG gargoyles in it. They don't explain the gargoyles, why they're alive.
Like, are they talking and like doing bits and stuff?
They're not talking, but they like are his servants.
Okay.
And so when they're attacking, the gargoyles are fighting back, and then after they kill Dracula, they're all just these like young boys. These boys with shaved heads and like weird little diaper things on. Like,
what?
Who are these people? Like, they don't explain where they came from at all.
So when they're gargoyles, are they stone
Yes.
and then attacking? Or
Yes.
like they are, when they're stone and they become flesh monsters?
They are moving stone.
Okay, so they're moving stone.
And they look like
they have
gargoyles. And then after Dracula's killed, I guess the curse is lifted, and then they're just like 8-year-old boys.
And they never explain where they came
And they never explain where it is. It's so weird.
Okay.
And then, do you know the wrestling move Hurricanrana?
I know the name.
It's like something Black Widow would do, where she jumps up onto your shoulders and then flips around and flings you.
Yep.
Okay, a gargoyle does that to one of the people, and it made me laugh so hard because it's just too modern of a move to do. Because all the other ones, they're just like punching and biting and stuff, and then this one pulls out this wrestling move. Very funny. And actually, quite a few people in my theater seeing this. I was very surprised. But I don't know. I dug it. I'm going to give it a B.
Okay. Wow. All right. So
there's no way this movie's a B. There's no way. Spoiler alert.
Okay. So Ben forgives Luc Besson for everything. Good to know.
He's a good man who made a good movie. Doesn't matter that he was like courting what's her name?
Mila
Jovovich when she was like 16 years old. Doesn't matter that he married a 15-year-old. It's fine.
He did Dracula 33.
Yeah, and it's not even called anything. It's just like Luc Besson's Dracula, and I don't think it's even
like
it's just called Dracula.
Separate yourself. Call it like Luc Besson's Drac.
Yes. Drac attack. You know, like call it something, but it is
Drac,
just
ooh la la, because of the perfume.
You know, there is a scene when like he's using the perfume. He's like, I went through like centuries of like the aristocrats trying to find my loved one, and so it shows like this fancy hall, and it shows like the people of France of that time in all their fancy dress, and they're all doing a dance together, and then it will cut to a different generation and all these people in their fancy dress, and then like they're all dancing. Like there's some production in this movie at times, and then other times like, ooh, that's 2 walls to make a castle, room. This is a dungeon. But then other times you see them like crossing the drawbridge, and there's beautiful sunset behind. Like, okay, so sometimes you just got to pick and choose your shots, and you made the best with what you got.
Fair enough. Real quick, Knights of the Seven Kingdoms we won't talk about till it's over at this point, but awesome. I started Primal. I'm only 2 episodes in.
Okay. Of season 1. No, of the new season.
Of the new season.
Okay, that's right.
Don't have much to say about that. We'll talk about it when it's all said and done. And I started Him and Hers because my wife wanted to watch it.
Oh, okay.
The new Netflix murder mystery show. That's all the stuff I've stared and
Cool. Glad you brought it up.
Yep.
Cut it all out.
Stay
Cut
tuned.
it out.
I'm in the middle of a bunch of.
Did you guys hear a large beep? That was just me cutting out all of Steve's stuff. All right, Nick. What else you got?
I'm done. I have nothing.
All right. Well, similar to him, I won't talk about half-finished things, but I did start doing the Dark Ages, and it's great. I'm not going to talk about it though. I listened to something.
Okay.
I know that's not a.
Hey, it's in the name.
Popular, it's not a popular segment on
That's
here.
what we bring you on for.
So I won't discuss it a lot, but the almighty Jermaine Cole dropped an album this weekend. J. Cole, he doesn't drop super often. He's been teasing the fall off for many years now. I stayed up till midnight to listen to this all the way through. A double disc album. It's like 24 fucking tracks. It was the sun was coming up when it was over. I was like, Jesus.
How many tracks?
I think it's like 24 tracks.
Are they all full tracks, or are some of them like 30-second?
No, they're all full tracks. I mean, there's an intro for disc 1 and there's an intro for disc 2 that are more of intros to the discs, but they're also 5-6 minutes long. So
wow.
I'm not gonna go through the breakdown of like my favorite tracks or anything, but I will say I think J. Cole is one of the best lyricists of all time. There are rhymes on this album that blow my mind's mind. Like, I'm like, how did you even come up with that, let alone make it rhyme? It's so incredible. There's a song on there called, I can't even remember. There's like a beat switch on it that's so crazy. It's like 3 minutes into the song completely changes to this like insane beat switch. It's so good. I'm a big J. Cole fan. He's definitely in the top 3, I would say, of the big 3 for hip hop. I know a lot of people would say, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, give or take, swap however you would like, and I would agree with that. I hope this isn't his last album, but if it is, I think he gave us 24 tracks that I can, because I can't even give you like a review of it. I'm still going through it. I'm still going back to it. So I think he gave us a nice body of work to go out with, and I could see him just doing features from here on out. Like no more full projects, but just featuring on others, and I'd be okay with that. I think he's one of the more humble, down to earth hip hop artists out there, talking about things that matter and being extremely talented. So J. Cole, The Fall Off. If you haven't listened to it, do so. 2 other things I'll go through without even barely talking about. I watched Ben's favorite movie of last year, The Ugly Stepsister.
Yay!
It's okay. So,
here we go. Okay,
it's a beautiful movie. I really like the. What's the word? I had a word for it earlier. Is this a word? Ephemeral.
Ephemeral, yeah.
Yes, it has like a real
dreamy quality,
dreamy, majestic kind of ethereal is the word I was looking for. Vibe to it.
Okay.
And all those moments, I'm very impressed. I mean, it's a good movie. I'm not going to shit on it. I really like this movie. I don't know if it would have been on my top. It definitely would have been on my top 10. It would have been on. It may have made it eked its way into my honorables, but
Oscar nominated.
Yeah. Was Predator Badlands Oscar nominated?
I mean, that's why I just try to keep it real. I just try to be honest.
But it's funny. It's like it's nominated for best like makeup and hair, and they're constantly saying like, this ugly bitch, she is so hideous. Like, well, don't give her that fuck-ass haircut, and she would be better looking. Like, she has the ugliest, stupid haircut. And then, like, there's, like, you gotta lose weight, you ugly fat cow. And then it shows her, like, sitting in front of the mirror, and she's completely naked. Like, the most gorgeous figure you've ever seen. Like, God, I hate this time that she's living in.
I mean, we're still living in that time.
It's true, but we're more accepting of that, like, the little cushion on there.
Thankfully, maybe in the last 5 years, but there was definitely a period.
She's adorable. I love her. She's so cute.
Yeah. I liked it. The toe cutting off scene is really hard to watch.
Yeah, and especially after she does it, and her mom goes, wrong foot.
Yeah.
She has to go to the other side.
I want to just be like, bro, it's not worth it.
It's not. But it's like this is all she has.
Yeah. And then obviously the final tapeworm.
That's the thing I said I didn't want to of the scenes of the year was the tapeworm scene, but I didn't want to bring it up because if I say the tapeworm scene, you knew there were going to be something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
But gnarly.
Yeah, I mean, there's like times I was watching, I was just like, oh my god, is this like holy shit?
Which is like pulling on it, and it just like doesn't give.
It's so gross.
Why is my dick out right now?
It's yeah. I mean, I didn't want to spend a whole lot time on it because I know that you talked about it already. I will say this: I see why you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it as well. I don't know if I would praise it as high as you, but I would never shit on it either. Yeah. I really, it's a admirable production.
Let me pause you real quick.
Sure.
But like, okay, Cinderella, you like see her fucking puss, you know?
Yeah.
She's like bent over and it's like butthole backwards vagina. And then you see that dude's dick, and then the mom's like sucking a dude's dick right at the very end. I know the dicks are fake, but like
was the one dude? The dude's dick looked.
I mean, it could have been. I just whenever I
like to think anything over like 7.5, it's got to be fake. That's what I would. That's what I would like to think.
I just assume when I see a dick in movies, it's a fake dick.
It's got to be fake, unless it's smaller than mine.
But it's like I'm sitting there watching, it's just like, holy fuck! I'm just looking at this chick's vagina.
Yeah, when she was like bent over like that in the fucking like farmhouse, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
And she's pretty too, and you know,
the tapeworm came out. I was furious.
Oh yeah, she's really pretty.
She's really pretty.
Actual Cinderella.
Yeah, actual Cinderella. Oh
yeah.
And then even pretty. Like the younger sister, it's like she's made to look much much younger, but like she's adorable and has like beautiful hair. But anyhow, I'd say my only issue with that movie is the silkworms that like sew her dress. It's like coming off of her dad's dead body. Oh, it was just like, okay, I see why you did that because like in the Disney one, you have the mice and the birds make it, so it's kind of a fun nod to that. But it's the one thing that's like a little out of reality,
a little fantastical. Yeah. Yep, I agree. Yep.
Okay.
Here you go.
Nothing else?
Oh wait, Steve, you have nothing else?
He has nothing else. I have one more thing though.
Okay. Yeah, I have a couple things. I won't talk about it much, but I watched a movie called Shelter. New movie with Jason Statham.
Oh,
yeah. It's fine. I mean, if you've seen 3-4 Statham movies, you've seen this one.
Beekeeper.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's like
Working Man.
He's like he tries to retire from being like a black ops agent.
Oh yeah,
and he's like hiding away, like at some weird lighthouse in the middle of nowhere. This girl comes. She's like the errand girl for another guy who he used to work with that kind of just brings him his supplies. And at one point, I honestly can't even remember. All I know is she gets hurt. Like they find out that he's there or something. She gets hurt, and he has to go into town to like get supplies for her. And then cameras catch him. And then the guy that used to run his unit had it set up that if his face gets recognized anywhere, it gets picked up as like a number 1,000,000 terrorist. Like, get this guy. Because he doesn't want him leaking anything of his Black Ops team. And that's pretty much it. He's protecting the girl the whole time and
does some kicks,
does some punches, does some shootings, pow pow.
Wow. Let me guess. He doesn't have hair in this one.
He doesn't have. He has no hair.
Crazy.
It's totally fine. I would say it's fine. It's as good as Beekeeper and as bad as Beekeeper. It's as good as like Safe and as bad as Safe. I mean, it's just another entry in his long line of meh. Totally serviceable
January releases.
100%. If you don't like Statham, don't watch this. If you don't really care for revenge kind of protection action movies, avoid this. If those are your things, or even remotely your things, I would say give it a chance.
And like these can be fine movies to watch. I'll watch a Jason Statham movie if the action is good enough. Like, wow, they really do some unique things. But if it's just him kicking a guy out a window, I don't care.
There's one action scene in it that relatively impressed me, but everything else is very by the book.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this is the one to convert you. And then, so I watched a movie called Aachi and Aachi and Ssipak, I think is how you pronounced it. Yeah.
Okay.
I won't talk about him. Actually, I kind of will talk about it much because once I start talking about it, I feel like you're like, oh, okay. It's an animated movie from Korea in like 2012, I think. Basically, it's not quite post-apocalyptic, but the Earth has used all of its resources. We don't have any sort of fossil fuels, nothing left. We've used everything. And then at some point, somebody realizes human feces can help us and be a fossil fuel.
Okay, cool.
So in order to convince the remaining population to poop as much as possible and for us to collect all of it,
what are we eating?
we try to our government tries to entice them with I forget what it was called, some kind of popsicle.
Okay.
And it's extremely addictive, which is also to get you to keep kind of pooping, because like every time you poop, you get awarded with like a popsicle, unless or if you do a huge poop, maybe you get 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Aachi and Ssipak. Yep, or Ssipak. I think it was with an H sound. Anyway,
show me that picture one more time.
I wouldn't have guessed it's a Korean film. This seems like a, I mean, obviously it was early 2000, 2005. But
I thought it was 2012.
No, 2005 according to this. I mean, maybe it hit America in 2012, but
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this looks like something like Matthew Lillard would have voiced after like SCL Punk or something like that. Or
SLC Punk.
Yeah.
Well, when you showed it to me real quick, I thought it was like in the same art style as like Rugrats or Rocket Power or
it kind of looks like that, yeah.
Right.
If Ren and Stimpy met the Rugrats, that's
sure. I really.
What'd you watch this on?
I bought it.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought the Blu-ray. Okay. I came across somebody who had shared something about it, and then I looked into where I could stream it, and then, physical media collector here, trying to tell you right now, it wasn't available to stream on fucking anything.
You mean the streaming services weren't trying to snatch up Aachi and Ssipak or whatever?
It wasn't even fucking on Tubi. So I just,
not Crunchyroll?
I just bought it.
Okay.
And I don't regret it. It's a lot of fun. Like, there's like 4 or 5... It's only like 82 minutes long, and I think like there's 4 solid action scenes in it that are really fun, really well animated. It's not cheap. It's clearly got some money behind it. I still Googled it. It didn't seem like it did very well, but...
With a name like that.
Yeah, the name is a big turnoff. Even I was just like, what the fuck is this name? But, yeah, so... What's
the popsicles made out of? Because it's got to be some sort of
I
horrible
don't think they
twist,
ever tell
right?
you.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they ever tell you.
Oh, I thought it would end up being like a Soylent Green thing. Like we're eating people that make you poop.
What ends up happening is Aachi and Ssipak, they are like guys, low-level criminals who go into like modern porta potties and try to like tear gas people and steal their fucking popsicles after they poop. And then I know it's funny, but like it's cool. They end up taking it, and then I think they come across this like porn star actress. Her name, like in the English dub, which is like very much. It seems like they just kind of just had a ball like with this dub. There's times where I'm just like, they're not even trying to match it up with the mouth. They're just trying to be funny. But anyway, there's a character named Beautiful. She's like a porn star actress, whatever. They end up working with her. It's not entirely explained, but like the guy directing her movie gives her this like ring that you like put on your anus or something that like ends up allowing her to take a normal poop that would give you like 1 bar, but it gives her like 1,000 or something. So then
counterfeiting her own shit,
and they come across her. So then all 3 of them build this big empire, and then they're getting
greenlights this. Who here?
And then they're getting hunted by like it's so ridiculous.
All right, I want to borrow it.
But it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's very violent.
This is our make me watch.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I would make you watch something that I liked more, but I do think it's something you just got to see to believe.
You're right. You're selling me on it.
It's very ridiculous. It's very well animated.
You had me at shit ring.
It's got a lot of violence in it. I had a good time with it. I really did have a better time with it than I expected to. So
okay.
Cool. And then I finally I do have one more thing before we talk about the main topic.
Right.
2 more things, I should say. But
knock it out.
I watched Arco, which was one of my most anticipated of last year. We didn't get it near us until this year. I won't say much about it. I'm sure you'll get around to it, so I don't want to spoil anything. But it's beautiful. It's like a kid from a future society where like they're able to fly. A lot of stuff's not quite explained, but you don't really need it to be. And he's flying, and he ends up like going back in time because he's flying, to, like breaking the sound barrier. I think that's what it's supposed to be. He goes back in time to a future that's still a future to us, but not quite as far. And it's where a lot extreme weather has kind of ruined our life on the ground. So like we have these like bubbles that control that come over our homes during major storms and stuff. And it's like you can tell it's the last remaining like hope of humanity, like trying to stay on the surface while we're dealing with these extreme weather events. And eventually, the future that Arco is from, we have retreated almost to the skies, and we're living in these big towers and stuff in the skies because the surface is almost uninhabitable because of the extreme weather.
And Arco's back to try to fix it?
No, he just came back on
accident.
Yes,
okay.
Accident, exactly. He's like a young kid. He really wants to, I want to be like you guys. And he goes out there and uses his sister's like flying cloak or whatever, and goes back in time to that future. And then there's a kid back then who tries to get him back to his time, and more cool things definitely come into play. Amazing voice cast though. I saw the dub. Will Ferrell is in this, and he's so good. Mark Ruffalo is like a robot in this, so fucking good. It's fantastic. It would be on my top 10. I know I did a top 10 with you guys, but it was like a tentative. When I do my final, it'll be on my top 10 for sure from last year. So Arco, very, very beautifully animated, beautiful movie.
I doubt I'll be able to see it because by the time next weekend rolls around, that would be like its third weekend in theaters, and that probably won't last. With all the movies that are coming out next week, maybe it'll drop down to one showtime, but I could see it being something that's just gone.
Yeah. But I could also see it being something on any number of streaming services that you have within another month or so.
Yeah.
I just waited so long. And then lastly, before anything that we can all discuss together, I watched a movie today, a few hours ago actually, called The Moment. It is A24's most recent offering, and it is a mockumentary of sorts on Charlie XCX.
Oh, okay.
I fucking love Charlie. I've talked about Charlie many times over the last few years. I'm very picky, for better or for worse, about female artists. It's just sometimes they're just talking about stuff that I can't relate to as a male. So, but man, I love Charlie, and I love this movie. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite movie in a long time or anything like that. I don't really. It's so fresh in my mind. I don't even have a score for you. But I would say that I like, especially like towards the end. Okay. So basically, it's about Charlie, and it is a mockumentary, so it is kind of like realistic in a sense that when she put out the album Brat, I think it was like 2023, late 23 or early 2024, it was like the album of the year for a lot of people, especially in Britain. But it's basically about, and hence the name, the moment of like her blowing the fuck up. Like from when she was just kind of an indie artist that was allowed to do whatever she wants because there was no stake in it from her signing, labels and whatnot, to when she blew the fuck up with Brett, and then now they all want a piece of the pie. So it's kind of like a really good peek behind the curtain of like modern record labels and how they deal with an artist that's bringing them so much attention and money, and how strict they can be with putting their hands in the pie of every little decision. Alexander Skarsgård plays like a director of music videos and stuff that clashes with Charlie and her creative director a lot. It's really good. I really like. There's a moment towards the end where she leaves. Actually, the very end where she leaves.
Is it the moment?
It's not the moment, but there's a moment in the moment where she leaves a voicemail for her creative director and just kind of unloads on her about like, because so much of this movie is about her being worried about after Brat Summer is over, will she still be relevant?
Mhm.
Will she still be a big artist? Will she still have, which is almost kind of hilarious to me as she's dropping a movie a week before Wuthering Heights comes out, where she did the entire album for.
Uh-huh.
She's got like so much going on right now, but maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Maybe that's the funny part of it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, she has a really good like 3-minute voicemail that she leaves to her creative director in the movie, who is like a fucking Emma Stone doppelganger. Like, there's so many scenes in this movie where I was like, that's fucking Emma Stone, but I know it's not. It's just it's a really good couple minutes where she's just kind of unloading on her about like, I don't want this to be it. I didn't want this to be it. That's why I made this concession and that concession, and there's just a lot of really good stuff. I don't think I would recommend it to either of you just because I don't think you guys give a shit about Charlie XCX. If you didn't,
I like good movies though.
fair enough. If you went into this movie with absolutely no Charlie knowledge, I think you would think it was okay, but you would probably be like, I didn't need to watch this. I think if you went in as a Charlie fan, you would pull way more from it. So I really liked it. I'm really fucking tired of our local theater not getting something like this, but then getting some of the shit that it does get.
Yeah. Hey, we got Buffalo Kids or whatever that was.
That's the shit I'm saying. Like, the fact that I even had to drive where I drove to go watch this movie, but it is what it is. Yeah. The moment, A24, Charlie XCX, good stuff.
Cool.
I assume that's who you're talking about?
Yes, that's the Emma Stone. I mean, that's not a great... I mean, there's moments where she...
From a distance, I
What's her name?
It, but Haley Gates.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, not every scene, but there's moments where I'm just like, that's fucking Emma Stone. Like, she looks like Emma Stone.
We are recording on Super Bowl Sunday, and the big game is over, and Seahawks win 29-13. So,
nice. Okay.
Congrats. You know, sports.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I got one final thing. We could probably be quick, but Nick, you did see this, but I saw Whistle.
I did see Whistle.
Whistle is the story of like some ancient Aztec death whistle that when you blow it, your future self of how you're going to die comes and kills you in the manner that you would die, but right there. For example, this guy dies in a drinking and driving accident, but he doesn't die driving his car in the same way. All the damage that happens to him in his bedroom all at one time. So it's a really weird concept that I don't think is completely fleshed out. I think this is like Talk to Me meets Final Destination,
definitely,
but it's not as fun as Final Destination, and it's not as like elevated or well written as Talk to Me.
Agreed.
It's actually very poorly written, and I hated these characters. Like, the cousin is so stereotypical, just like, slacker dude, and he drove me nuts. And then you got, the fucking asshole jock, and the smart girl.
The guy that gets killed in the car accident, whistle death later.
Is the most cliche character.
That's why it's so satisfying. Yeah. It's the best death.
It's such a good death.
And fuck that guy.
Yeah, and I applaud them for really sticking to the R rating and showing these horrific things.
Oh yeah, because that initially within like the first like 40 minutes maybe even, so I was like, this doesn't feel like a rated R movie. But then once it feels like a rated R movie, it's like, this is a rated R movie.
they really gonna, like, one guy gets his future death is he's gonna get like pulled into a piece of machinery at the factory and get ground up. So they're holding on to him and he's just getting ground up into the air and just chunked away. It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
This movie kind of sucks, though.
Yeah.
It's a fun time, but it is so... It reminded me of, like, Wish Upon. It's not as poorly written as Wish Upon, but it's in that same era of, like,
The Watchers.
Of just like bad movies, bad written movies. And like I was laughing at some things that are just so poorly done. And I don't think we'll get any more because it didn't have a lot of people in my theater for it.
No, we won't
and it's a fine concept, but they need to work on it. Because so if Nick blows the whistle and we hear it, we are still fucking cursed to die from it. Like, how fucking fair is that?
Yeah.
And it happens.
Blown in a stadium at a football game.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all fucked.
And like the first guy, the basketball guy, like we don't know where it comes from. It's this guy, he's playing a basketball game and he's freaking out because a charred version of himself is coming after him. But we see from everybody else, this shit kind of happens like a day after you blow the whistle or hear the whistle. And so, like, why is this guy blowing this thing right before a big game? Where did he get it from?
I feel like it's like one of those, or a few of those details where it's just like, don't worry.
It doesn't matter.
We're starting the movie right here.
It's like that's just going to add too much of a runtime. We'll wait until we get whistle origins.
We're more worried about this, like, the next group that deals with this whistle than the previous.
Yeah, it's not thought out well enough.
And there's some really cringe 90s horror dialogue between high school students and stuff. Like, it's like, nobody talks like that. Mm-hmm. Nobody talked like that in 1997 either, but we kept showing it. Uh-huh. But I kind of, in my review for it, I got a little, like, at first I was pissed off about that kind of stuff. I was like, this is so corny, this is so bad. But then after a while I was like, this is kind of giving me a feeling of when I was like 13. Yeah. And I was watching like I Know What You Did Last Summer or something. Like, it's bad, but it's like kind of watchable.
And I think this is a really good sleepover movie. Where you just have your friends over. You haven't seen a ton of horror movies. Yeah. And it's not going to really scare you, but it's got enough stuff in it to make you go like, oh shit, you see that? Yeah. You know, there's a couple
I do wish there was like one more crazy kill. Because I think there's two, which you said one. Oh, we've already talked about both. Those are the two big ones, but like, I wish there was maybe one more. Because the rest of them are kind of like,
Yeah, because like the two main girls, like, okay, they survive, so you don't really get to see much. The bad guy doesn't die in a very interesting way.
Yeah, the one girl dies in like
of old age.
The really cool maze, though.
Yeah.
That was a really awesome
maze. For this small town, they went all out on their state fair maze.
I was like, holy shit, if they did a maze like that around here, I would be like planning it for months.
Yeah, it was like a hay bale maze, but instead of just like 2 or 3 high, it's like 15 high, so you're in these like huge castle walls
of it.
And then like they do an aerial shot of it, and it's this massive labyrinth. There's no way this small town
it's like this cheap-ass movie, and there's this huge CGI shot of this like epic fucking like I don't know, it was weird, but I think that a real life version of that maze could be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. I probably liked it maybe like a tiny bit more than you, but it's not a very good movie.
Yeah, I can't remember if I gave it like a C or a C minus, but it's just like, or maybe I gave it a C plus. It's like, this is such an average movie, but at least they went all out on that gore.
Yeah. Agreed.
And it's got, what's her name from Yellow Jacket? Oh, it's got Daphne King. Yeah. And then it's got from Yellow Jackets, Shauna, the pregnant one in season 1. Yeah. So they're the two leads. So it's nice seeing these two do something, because like it feels like I've been following Daphne King's career, like, but it was like Logan. It was like Logan, then His Dark Materials, and then that's it. But like I know her name.
And then she hit puberty and got real hot.
she got very pretty. And there's a scene where she's not wearing a bra in this movie.
I see the scene. I see it.
got that. But it's like she hasn't done that much. I'm surprised she hasn't really taken off.
I like some of the marketing for this movie too, like some of the posters I've seen where it's just like the evil looking whistle, which I like, and like someone holding it, it's just like, don't blow it.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's not a good tagline.
No, but I kind of like that. Honestly. like I don't know, I feel like they did a decent job with the marketing, but like maybe didn't get it out there enough. Because when I saw this movie, I was by myself. There was a
couple people in my theater, but not many. Yeah. More for Dracula than for this.
That's really surprising. Well, maybe just name recognition. You know, Dracula.
Yeah, true. But just like that, don't blow it. That sounds like the studio saying, we don't want to greenlight this.
That's why I kind of like it, though. I don't know. Don't blow it.
And it's a simple concept where, yeah, you can make 1 million of these. But
Nick Frost, really bad.
Yeah.
Movie. Really, the worst part of this movie, I think. He definitely was just like, how much will you give me? Okay, yeah, one day on set? Sure.
Yeah, and I just... The idea of, like, your future self killing you, it's just kind of... It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because he dies because he's smoking, and they go, wow, he must have, like, had, stage 4 cancer and was on his last legs, but he, like, loses a ton of weight. Like, you guys saw him that day. There's no way that you would think his body would shrivel like that. The hot young blonde aged 60 years, and she's dead. Like,
well, the police were trying to say like that wasn't her. They don't know who it was.
You do DNA tests and you do dental records. Yeah. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I wish they could have thought of a more creative way of you blow the whistle, you do die, but why does it have to be your future death? Like it. I think there could have just been a more creative way of handling it.
Agreed.
I haven't seen this movie, but I think we should either pitch a sequel or like rewrite as a parody and just do this. God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah, we should do that, Steve.
What asshole? Oh, it froze. Oh, damn it. That's embarrassing.
Good idea. Oh, death slide whistle. Oh, and I think
that'd be even scary.
In the trailer, you would hear it, but they would slow it down and make it all spooky as and all the sounds coming out. Everything is being deleted from the scene, and then you have...
Or like remake this movie shot for shot, but replace all the actors with children. And then use this whistle.
Well, they only blow the whistle twice in the entire movie. And then, see, that's
the problem. Why this movie's bad. We'll rewrite it, but we
Nick Frost blows it, but he's behind a door, so you don't hear it. Then everybody's hanging out at the pool. They blow it. It screams. They all, hold their ears. And then that's the last time you hear of it. And I get you don't make it, if you blow the whistle, you die, because as soon as they figure that out, everyone would not blow the whistle. So everybody has to be kind of cursed. So I understand. But it's a death whistle. You gotta keep blowing it. And they do a thing of like, oh, you put your blood on someone and then the death will go after them instead. But I think like it should be, you have to make someone blow the whistle to take it off of you, and then you get more of a chance there. Anywho, not a very good movie. I didn't hate it. It's fine. At least it was gory.
Yep.
All right, main topic. Shit. We're already at 3 hours now. Thanks, Nick. So we're going to talk, if I had legs, I'd kick you. The director of this is also the writer and the star, or one of the stars in it. She was the doctor.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
she's one of the stars, but she's in this movie.
She has more lines than a lot of people. I'd say she'd be like fourth billed behind Rose Byrne, Conan O'Brien, Christian Slater, then her.
A$AP Rocky.
Oh, that's true. I forgot A$AP Rocky.
And I would probably say maybe the patient would be...
The patient?
The one patient that she has that's like...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, so sixth bill, whatever.
Sixth bill, I'll give you that.
But, Steve, you haven't done a lot of talking lately, so why don't you give us a quick synopsis of this movie?
Sure. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You stars Rose Byrne as a mom who is dealing with a lot. Her husband is away.
What's his job?
We'll get into it later. Her husband is away, and they're constantly fighting on the phone throughout this movie. She has a daughter who is ill, and she is juggling all that while also being a therapist. And all this sort of home turmoil is affecting her and driving her crazy. And she has a therapist played by Conan O'Brien, who she's telling all of her troubles to, who just seems like disinterested in her struggles. And it's all sort of like bubbling up and coming to a head while she's also dealing with stuff like her home has a giant hole in it. So she's trying to juggle all these like things, and it's all piling up and just driving her more and more crazy and doesn't know what to do. And hilarity ensues.
Yeah. It is a Safdie Brothers movie,
Not
but
directed by the Safdies.
Not directed by the Safdie brothers, but for like mothers instead of for like
it's been
dirtbag criminals,
uncut gems for moms.
For moms, yeah, and
which I would say is accurate.
100%. This movie is very stress inducing. If you suffer from panic attacks, I'd say don't watch this because it is just unrelenting, nonstop, in your face. Like literally, the camera's in Rose Byrne's face like the entire time. It's extreme close-ups. She has such a sad look. Like I know Rose Byrne as like a comedic actress, but she's just like she looks so sad in this, and I feel for her because she's at her fucking tipping point. She has this daughter that you never see until the very end. You only see like legs and backs and stuff. You don't really see the face of this child.
Yeah, anyone she's close to, you don't see them until like the end.
Her husband is just on the phone, and like I see why mothers drown their children. This kid is up her fucking ass. It's like the Babadook, you know. Like
I was thinking that too.
Fucking
this
kid
is the Babadook without like the horror
with the horror aspect. Yes.
I always go on Reddit to see what other people think about this movie, and pretty much it's just like I saw like comments where it's just like if this is a good movie for if you're trying to like pitch like why not to have kids. This is like plan B without like taking the drug. Because like the kid isn't necessarily like a monster by any means.
No,
it's just
a
like
kid.
It's just a constant struggle of like either the kid's annoying or the kid's asking for things to, like she can't give her, or like just fighting her on everything, and not in a necessarily like malicious way. It's just like it's kind of like just like, oh hey honey, like this doesn't happen in the movie. It's like the concept of like eat your vegetables. It's like, well, I don't want to eat my vegetables. It's
I
like,
want McDonald's.
I don't have to fight you to eat. Like I'm only trying to help you, and it's just like a constant battle on top of just like oh man, like I did not expect like the hamster stuff. Oh,
the most evil fucking hamster.
Yeah. So at one point in this movie, the girl is just like, mommy, I want a hamster. She's like, no, we can't have a hamster. Like
we're living in a hotel right now. We're living in a hotel.
We can't do that right now. It's just like, but I want it so bad. It's like, well, and then it gets to a point where she needs her daughter to do a thing. It's like, I'll get you the hamster if you do this thing to get me out of the situation. I just need like to not deal with this thing. And she's like, hooray. But then the hamster is like this rabid beast monster who like is just like attacking, biting her, and the daughter's just like, I don't want it anymore. She's like, we just got it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And then the hamster runs off, gets squished by a car, the daughter's screaming, they just got in a car accident, just like, Jesus Christ, and all is just piling on.
It's just this cascading events of high stress things, and all she wants to do is just fuck off, smoke some pot, drink some alcohol, and chill. And even when there is someone who can help her with that, she just comes off as like, here's another person who's going to need something or want something from me. Just please leave me alone, when he just wants to sit and chill.
Yeah. Honestly, I really liked A$AP Rocky in this. Like, he has a very like small part, but he is kind of featured more heavily than pretty much anyone else in this movie, other than maybe like Conan. But he seemed like charming and nice, but also just like, why would you hang out with this person? Because he's like, he seems like 20 years younger than you.
Yeah. Why is he hanging out at a hotel?
Yeah. It's like, it seems like he kind of lives there.
I thought he worked there at first. I thought he was like the janitorial.
I didn't know what his role was, but he's just a dude who's just like, hey, come hang out with me. We'll do drugs together.
Yeah.
But in general, just seemed like kind of a nice guy.
Yeah.
Which was a nice sort of foil for her.
Sure.
But then like her shit just makes his shit worse.
And if she was more open to doing stuff with him, maybe his goal is like, I want to bang this chick, and he's playing it off as, what shit, I just wanted to smoke with you.
She seems like she's in a spot where like she'll give me money for my drugs as long as I give her an avenue for her drugs.
But like, we only get so far with his character before we know his true intention, so we can't make assumptions on that.
Yeah. And it's one of those things like, if she was kind to the people around her, things would work in her benefit. But because everything is so awful, she just, like, the energy to be kind to these people is just too much. So it's only making things worse. Because like, that girl at the front desk at the hotel, little piece of shit.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
she's like that. Everything I've seen her in, she's just this, like, she has that bitchy face.
Yeah.
And she plays it so well.
But I get from like that from the little interaction we had with her, it was like, oh, well, here's this drunk woman who's coming in every night buying wine while her daughter's asleep. She's like, she's just making assumptions like, this woman's a piece of shit. So she's treating her poorly. So then, of course, Rose Byrne would treat her poorly. And it's just like back and forth. And yeah, so it's one of those things where this movie is not fun to watch.
No.
Everything I heard about this movie was just like, it's a tough watch. And I was like, but you know what? Oscar nominated. I like Rose Byrne. I like Conan O'Brien. I kind of like A$AP. I don't care so much about A$AP Rocky's music, but like from the brief things I've seen him in, I was like, okay, he seems like a pretty solid actor. But honestly, he's probably my favorite part of this movie because he was the only person who wasn't like a total fucking dickhead. And so this movie also has sort of like a ethereal element to it. I know there's something in this where I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out what movie I want to compare it to. I couldn't think of it. Where it's just like, there is an element to it where you're like, is something more...
Is there something in that hole
happening
or is
here?
that just her losing her mind?
Yeah. God, I wish I could think of the movie I'm thinking of. But yeah, so there's, at the beginning of this movie, a giant hole opens up in her ceiling. Like, it seems like a pipe burst and it has collapsed. And that's what moves Rose Byrne and her daughter into this hotel room. And then later we kind of see, it sort of seems like a manifestation of her daughter's injury. Because we don't ever get an idea of like what her daughter's thing is. And because we're not seeing her, like, oh, does she have some sort of like disformed face? Or like, does she have cancer? Like,
she just got a tube in her.
But she just got a tube in her stomach that she, like, they need to use to, like, feed her because she doesn't eat enough. And this hole in the ceiling is just, like, kind of oozing stuff, and it's kind of gross, but she's looking into it and, like, seeing the past and stuff, and, like, a bright light shoots out of it at one point. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, is it the drugs? Is it her, like, mind? Is it just dream sequences? It's, like, the only weird part of the movie. So it, like, both fits, but also feels, like, kind of out of place because it never quite leans enough into, like, sort of the weirdness of it. But anyway, then we have Conan O'Brien. I like to reveal, like, her job is to help people with emotional problems, and she has emotional problems.
That was the funniest part of her being in therapy, having Conan be, like, not giving a fuck about what she has to say.
And you're like, why is this guy such an asshole? And then, like, the reveal that, oh, they're, like, basically business partners is...
Her leaving therapy to go start her shift as being a therapist is very funny. And you know, like, Conan is just, like, done with her shit. She seems to be, like, yearning for him because I think he doesn't put up with anything. Like, he kind of calls her out. And
it's kind of like, you should know better. Like, you have the answers.
Yes.
You're telling the same answers to your patients, and you can't do it.
So it's like, he looks at her as, you're pathetic. And he's really good in this. I wish Conan would do more.
I mean, we've seen time and time again, and, like, these comedic actors who take on a dramatic role, and I'm like, wow, they're really good. And we've only ever seen Conan act in comedies in very small pieces. Like, he's usually playing himself, like, on a TV screen, or, like, he's interviewing
the fake celebrity of the movie we're watching.
Like the pop star Andy Samberg movie. I don't know if I don't remember if he was in that, but it seems like the kind of thing like, oh, he's interviewing that Andy Samberg character. Or he's playing the one guy from Please Don't Destroy. But he's that guy's dad. But this is the first time he's done, like, a dramatic role, and I'd like to see him do more. But he's not in it enough where I'm like, man, Conan really steals the show in this movie. But he does a solid job versus Rose Byrne, who's an incredible actress.
And I'm surprised she was not nominated.
She's nominated.
She is nominated for this? Oh, I thought she's
not going to win.
No, but she, like, this whole movie rests on her shoulders, and I think she just does an incredible job.
And it's one of those things, like, I think it could have been a very unforgiving role where, like, man, I really don't like Rose Byrne in this because she is kind of, like, she's not fun at this.
She's not incredibly unlikable.
But she's not, that's my thing. It's just like...
You feel for her. You understand. Maybe she could handle things better. Maybe she's a little annoying at times, but all in all, whereas, like, Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems is so unlikable the entire time. He doesn't have
he's
any
a monster who, like, deserves the bad thing he's happening to him. And then she is just, like, kind of a jerk, but it's through, like, these awful situations that are, like, thrust upon her it's not like a thing of her own making.
Yeah.
It's like just things that just she's has to deal with.
And I feel for her of like she was pregnant once before and had an abortion, and then she had this kid who's like a damaged goods and like fuck, I killed the wrong kid.
Yeah, like
and
as this movie goes on, like every sort of reveal is both like, oh shit kind of things. It's just these small little things. It's like just keeps building up to like the lore of this character and like why she is the way she is, and you're just like every time something new happens, like you just feel for her, or like holy shit, like that's interesting take on that. Even the thing of just like, so this whole movie she's having phone fights with her husband, and you're like, man, this guy must be a piece of shit. And then he shows up later and it's like revealed like, oh well, like he's a military man. He's not.
Is he though?
Yeah, he's like wearing a Navy. I think he's a JAG officer. I think he's like.
Because my first thought was he's a cruise ship, like captain.
Oh,
and then I thought,
okay.
oh, well, maybe he is in the military. It could work either way.
Either way, it's just like his job kept him away. Like, there's a reason he, like, she's like, oh, well, you're out there having fun. You're like going to a baseball game with your buddies while I'm at. It's like, it seems like, oh, he could be like down the block and he's just like not helping out.
Yeah.
Or like they're going through divorce and it's like, it's all on her. It's like, it's all on her because like his job has required him to be away.
Yeah.
And so it's like, maybe he's not a terrible, awful husband. It's just like, he can't help her because he's not around. And then the second he comes in, he's fixed the hole in the wall. You know, he comes over. It's like, let me see my daughter. Like it's just like
just a little bit of relief from her.
Yeah,
and problems can be solved.
Problems can be solved. Yeah, it's just this whole movie. She has no ability to fix anything, and it all just keeps piling on. So I think this movie's. And we didn't even talk about our patient that's just like adding onto her problems and like jumps a baby on her and stuff and just doesn't physically drop a baby on her, but like here's this thing like now I have to take care of because like I can't leave this child alone. And so it's a movie. It's like this movie is good. Another movie I will never watch again.
Yeah.
I will never really recommend it to anybody unless it's like, hey man, should I have kids? Like, well, watch this, and if you think you can deal with this, then yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a mom. I'm glad I'm glad I'm a parent and a dad. But oof, this like makes you feel for like all the stuff that like moms and women and stuff have to go through.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it a C plus just from like I didn't really enjoy it, but it is a good acting showcase for everyone in it. And I think there is like some. You know what? I'll go B minus because there is some like solid, interesting like visual elements to it, and like some fun body horror thing kind of at the end where it's just like the tube gets taken out, and I like, is she gonna kill this fucking kid? But really,
I paused it. I had to like I was watching it and it was giving me the heebie-jeebies. I paused it. I went to the bathroom and then I came back and unpaused it. And I guess I happened to hit the mute button at the same time, so I didn't hear any like sound effects. And I thought, oh, maybe this is just how the movie is. And then I realized I had muted it. So I saved myself from that moment because it was awful.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like so gross and unwatchable.
It's no Ugly Stepsister tapeworm scene.
But it's similar.
But it's still,
so, yeah, like this movie could have really gone an awful direction.
Yeah.
And it sort of ends on like a more hopeful note. Like at the end, she basically like tries to kill herself because she's just running into the ocean because she just can't take it anymore. She's like, she lied to her husband because you think like, oh well, I pulled the tube out, I left her alone and
with some dude.
But well, she didn't even know.
But she's been telling him
that there's this babysitter, and I like that when they open the door, it's like, oh, the babysitter is here, and his name is James because she just happened to like give it, and he's like, no, you're not putting the shit on me. I thought that was so fucking funny.
The babysitter,
no, this bitch is crazy. Like she left your daughter here. I just came in here to like make sure she was okay. Also, she's like oozing stuff out of her stomach. But then at the end, it kind of ends on like a hopeful note. Like she sees her daughter for the first time. Who's like, okay, like. Yeah. I'm going to be a better mom. And I see you as a person now, as opposed to this like disembodied voice that only causes me anxiety and pain because it's just like your voice, the monitor's beeping, the phone call with them. It's just like this whole movie is just noise and noise and noise. Brutal watch. Yeah. But anyway, that's the movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
What would you give it?
I gave it a B. I think it's a really well made movie. There's probably a few people I would recommend it to, but with the caveat of this isn't fun, but maybe you can relate.
Yeah. It's like what was that horror movie with the knife eating? Bring Her Back.
Yeah,
it's like another movie.
Great movie.
I never want to watch again. Hard to watch.
Yeah,
but that movie just like I had to cover my eyes because it was hard to watch. Versus this, it's just hard to watch because it's just not a good time.
No.
But everything else about it is good. So I'll give it a B-.
All right. Well, next week, loaded week with
Stacked
stuff.
cast. Tell us, Ben, what's coming
Next
out?
week we got Crime 101. We got
Nope.
We got Goat. We got Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
I see that.
We have Scarlet, that anime. I only saw a couple trailers of it, but it looks pretty cool.
I'm not sure what that is. Maybe.
And then Wolf Children, Summer Wars, Girl Who Left Her Time, Boy and the Beast.
It looks cool.
Okay. Cool.
And Wuthering Heights. So
I'll probably see it.
So I'm gonna try to.
On Valentine's Day though.
I'm gonna try to see all of them. So, Nick, if I do take off next Friday, I don't know if I'll have enough time to see
No other choice
as well as 5 other movies. So, oof. Well, anything else? Any last words? Nick, you want to plug your TikTok?
No, I don't think so. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Well,
tune in next week for
a grab bag of stuff.
A grab bag of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll all watch Aachi and Ssipak or whatever.
Aardvark and Shlomo, whatever it's called. All right. Well, if you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. Nick, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
As always, I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And keep consuming.